right, so this is the detention docket for the 323rd for Tuesday, June 15th. A couple things I want to go over. So what the law says that when a child is brought to our detention facility, you must see a judge within 2 business days and not to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. All right. Let me explain how this process works. So what the law says is that the judge defined that there's probable cause that an offense has been committed. Probable cause is a legal term, and what that means is, can somebody articulate, that means can somebody put into words a series of statements that, if they were true, would be a violation of our laws. Okay. There's no evidence here, there's no witnesses, there's no photographs, nothing. All there is that it's a report that I received through the juvenile probation department from the police department. Now, if I do find that there is probable cause, then at that point, the next step is to determine whether to release you or to keep you in custody. Now, that decision is based on different factors. What the law says is I really need to release you unless I find that you're a danger to yourself, you're a danger to others, whether you're likely not to appear in court, if you've previously been adjudicated for a felony level offense, and there's a couple other factors involved, but those are the ones that are most important to me. Now, if I do detain you, like I said, you will see a judge every 10 days while you're here until you're released or transferred out to somewhere else. Now, I do want to say I am absolutely certain there's information that I will not have today. Okay? I'm just going to have what the police provided in their report. And so if there's information that's going to help your case, then what you need to do is you need to tell your attorney, this is not the time. This is not your final trial today. I'm not deciding whether you did it or not. I'm just simply deciding whether the police can sufficiently articulate that you committed an offense. Now, this will also go to the parents as well. I'm absolutely certain there's information that is relevant to your child's case that is important for the court to eventually find out. Just today is not the day for that. Okay, that is something that you will need to tell your child's attorney. Talking about the attorneys, I do want to let you know you have 2 rights. You have many rights, but the 2 specific rights to detention hearings is you do have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, we will provide one for you. I believe in this right, and in fact, even though I don't have to appoint an attorney today, I will appoint one so that you have one for today's hearing. You also have the right to remain silent. So if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. But that doesn't mean the district attorney who is watching these proceedings and taking notes won't use what you say against you later on if they independently verify it. So I advise you to use that right to remain silent. Some of your attorneys are not able to make it today, and so we do have an attorney that's going to fill in and provide that for you. So, all right, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and start with Ethan.
May I approach you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, Ethan. So let's see. You're 16 years old. You've never been here before. Yesterday, Arlington PD brought you in. They're saying they're dispatched for domestic disturbance. When they got there, talked to your dad, Kenneth Bailey. Do we have the parents here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, Mom. Mom?
Dad.
Who are you?
The adoptive father. This is my spouse.
Okay. So you're the adoptive father. You're his husband. So was it adopted after you're married or before you're married?
After.
Okay. All right. So there's no legal relationship with you, sir. Okay. Other than being married, okay. All right. So let's see. Talk with victim's father, Kenneth. He said he discovered Ethan had his tablet, which had been taken away, so he took it back. He tried to talk to Ethan about this, but he physically pushed past him in a defiant manner, so Mr. Bailey struck Ethan on the back between his shoulder blades with the tablet. This upset Ethan, who then wrestled Mr. Bailey to the ground and started punching him about 10 times. Mr. Cruz had to intervene to get Ethan. Mr. Bailey calmed down a bit, then attacked Mr. Bailey again, hitting about 10 more times in the face. It took both dads to calm Ethan down. Police saw Mr. Bailey's left side of his face was swollen, had red marks on his arm, and a cut on his elbow. Mr. Cruz said that Ethan struck him as well as he separated, but did not feel pain. did not think it was intentional. All right, so we get possible mediation. All right. Well, here's my next question. See this mother in the picture at all? No, she, like, tell me, like, this is just a straight adoption, or was it somebody that you knew?
No, sir. We were fostering with Ethan, and the mother we were trying to get him back with the mother.
Sure.
She gave up her parental rights. So
Okay.
we ended up adopting because we were foster parents to
Okay.
Ethan.
So it was a single parent adoption. There is no other. That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. And where did this adoption happen out of?
Here.
Here in Tarrytown.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, was it a CPS case termination or was it just a private adoption?
Through CPS.
Through CPS. All right, so I'm gonna ask this, why was the tablet taken away? Just discipline? Yes, sir.
Can I answer?
Please stand up. Yes.
No, the tablet was in our room, and Ethan went and got it, which is off limits.
Okay, why is that? Because he's being disciplined or is it just the household?
It's the house room.
Okay,
It's not-
that's fine.
Yeah, it belongs to him.
Sure.
Yeah, so he
Can you
has,
take out that mask by chance?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes. yeah, so he has his own phone that he uses.
Right.
You know, we have give him time to use, but, yesterday, the tablet was in our room and I stepped out some kind of way in between that time, Ethan went in the room and got it.
Okay.
So
Does he do this often or is it just a one
he's
time?
been doing it, yes, since he's been here, since he's been home on break.
Okay, on break from what?
He comes from, Waco, he's in a boys' home down there in Waco.
Okay,
So
like,
we, in the summer, they have summer breaks where we have to come get him.
what else there? Where's he?
Methodist.
Methodist.
Okay. Okay, is he diagnosed with behavioral disorders?
It was, oppositional ADHD.
Okay. Is he on medication for that?
Not while he's out of school. The doctor down there decided that he didn't need it while he was out of school because of the focusing issue. They think it's, you know, as long as he can focus at school, and if he's out of school, they don't give it to him.
Yeah, I get that for the ADHD, but for oppositional defiance disorder, that's not really a focus issue, I don't think. Okay. Well. Otherwise, is Ethan compliant at home? I mean, is it just the tablet's the only problem or are there other issues?
Tablet is a big part of the electronics, the phone, the tablet, that's a big part of it, you know. There's other issues, not as minor, you know, I mean, not as major, but there's other issues, yeah.
Okay. I mean, is it safe to release him to your home or are you concerned about your safety?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we're not ready for that right now. It just happened, you know, and we're just trying to see if we can come up with something else for right now.
Well, what do you mean for right now?
I don't know.
And I mean, and I only ask because decisions have to be made, right?
Yes,
can't
I
just-
understand, yeah,
I just can't defer things for Ethan. I'd like to have a plan,
okay.
or at least an idea of where we're going with this one. So, I mean, if it's not, I'm just wondering, this behavioral issues, does he get fights down at the boys' home?
He's had some occurrences, but, yes, he had some occurrences with another, last year with another youth there that they wound up, I don't know all the, details of it, but there was some issues that he had with the youth there at the home. They had to wind up, I think, removing the youth or something like that.
The other youth?
The other youth, yes, yes. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with them, but it was, something, I don't know exactly what it was.
Does he have his own phone?
He does,
Ethan?
yes,
Okay.
he does.
But he wanted a tablet.
Excuse me?
But he wanted a tablet.
He wanted the tablet because, he has the phone in the evening time,
Okay,
but the tablet in the daytime, he doesn't have the phone. So, you know, he wanted to get on the tablet, you know, in between that time. you know,
Right.
so, which is off limit.
Sure. Well, I mean, rules are rules, you know, I mean, that's your decision.
Yeah.
So that and that, here's my thing, I just, you know, Ethan hasn't been here before.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, you know, I'm of the opinion, like, I'd rather not keep him in detention if I don't have to, but the safety is an issue for the child, so I just, you know, I don't hold kids here as punishment.
Yeah.
I literally hold them here because there's a danger to themselves or a danger to others or that kind of thing, right? So I have to know what the plan is on getting him back home, or if that's not possible, what alternatives will we, like, do we need to go back to CPS, right? So I just have to have some kind of
Well,
plan.
his auntie, Ethan has an auntie here, aunt and an uncle here in Fort Worth.
Right,
And before, you know, we came in, she called me because I told her we were over here for this. She was just absolutely shocked, you know, and you know, so I said, well, I can't really do a lot of talking right now, and I can't talk loud. And she's very, very, what do you call it? She's not like against us now, but she just can't understand why we got to this point, you know? And so I asked her, I texted her kind of before we came in. I said, look, if Ethan can't go home with us right now, because, you know, we're concerned about us and we're concerned about him.
right,
And I said, if he cannot come back home with us right now, or we feel it's not a good option, are you all open to maybe letting him come over there for a while, or, you know, till we can work out something else?
what did she say?
Well, I don't know if she's taking it back yet.
Okay,
Because I
that's
put
fine.
my phone on.
Sure, thank you.
Because, you know, he's very close, pretty close to them, and they're pretty close to him. And so, yeah, I just thought I'd ask her about that.
Okay,
Yes.
and you just messaged her recently, right before this started?
Yes, she's pretty slow about texting because she's at work, you know, and she's just kind of slow about texting and calling. And so she did finally call me when we got in here. And to my knowledge, I don't know if she checked back in, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Let me wait on making a decision. Why don't you step out, try and contact her, see if there's
Okay.
a plan
Okay.
as just a possible alternative?
Yes, yes.
And then we can just come back in and
Okay.
we'll deal with that. Does that sound like a fair?
Oh,
plan?
yes, sir.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
I just don't want, I don't want to make a decision yet. I'd rather consider all the options. that we
Okay.
have. You know, why don't you have a seat back in the jury box? And we'll wait for you to come back. Okay? All right, sir. You're next. Reports. Reports. Yes. All right, so let's see, sir. You're 16 years old. And okay. Mr. He was here before for previous charges in April, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to see where you're, oh, there we go. So April 4th, about 9:20 p.m. Do we have a parent here, sir?
No one had checked in as of 1:20. I don't
Okay.
believe mother's here.
Okay. All right. Arlington PD responded to a suspicious persons call at a shop. Said Cedric was beating on the corner of a building for over an hour and dancing. When they got there, they found the subject Sir Mansa, sitting in the corner store or of the store beating on the wall. When the officers asked him, he said he was just standing around. He gave his name, date of birth. When the police went to check the name, you reach into your right pocket, removed it, handed another officer a vial with a yellow substance inside. When they asked what was in there, you said sativa. So your handcuff searched for officer safety, and when searched, it was allegedly found a clear baggie in the front shirt left pocket where there were pills shaped like cartoon characters. Another pill with R039 inscribed. For questions, you said they were ecstasy pills he purchased at Lamar. You're arrested, taken to the jail, and then he told officers that you had tested 2 X pills earlier in the day, feeling lightheaded, so they brought EMS to the hospital. You were cleared, and then returned back to the jail. Called poison control, identified the pills as alprazolam, and field tested 1 as ecstasy, and the liquid contents of the vial you had on your person came back for THC oil. Everything was weighed, examined 0.21 grams, 13 X pills to 2.36 grams, THC oil 15.44 grams. So you're charged with 3 different controlled substances, all 3 felonies. So Emily, we released you on the drug charge. That felt like you were not a danger to yourself and to others, since they were just drugs. I guess drugs are victimless crimes, right? So yesterday, Arlington PD dispatched a shooting call. When they got there, found a 20-year-old victim lying in front of the apartment front porch, bleeding from a gunshot wound to the head. EMS treated, transported to the hospital. Witnesses gave accounts and said that they saw they both the victim and suspect said they were sitting on the porch talking to the suspect, which they identified as you. When the victim approached to talk, when they were talking, they said you pulled out a pistol and shot him 1 time, hit him in the head, then ran off foot. And they provided medical aid when they could. They pointed out to your mother's apartment in the complex, but they could not find you there. Witness identified you as both at you lineup, arrest warrant issued, and then you were found and taken into custody. So back in April of 21, you were positive on your sweat patch for THC. We had another patch from May, you were positive for THC. And then we tried to get a urine sample from you, and you're refusing. And then you didn't show up for the 3rd scheduled sweat patch. So, and we were gonna hold an out of custody detention hearing to talk about your marijuana use.
Sir, if I may, his mother just arrived.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom. Okay, I don't know how much you heard, but your son is here. Evidently, the police are saying that their witnesses identifying him shooting somebody in the head. All right, so, well, he came in yesterday, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, sir.
All right. Since he's refusing to submit a drug sample, let's go ahead and get a nail bed test done. I'd like to see the extent given his prior drug history. And so we may have to go offsite for that. I don't want the hair follicle test because he's African American. So let's go ahead and schedule an offsite. Yeah, oh, they're gonna do it. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And so we get that sample and send it off to the lab. I think that maybe have information that we need more of. So meanwhile, sir, I am going to detain you. You're 16, I'm gonna let you know you turn 17 in 3 months. If you don't behave here when you're 17, I'm gonna hold you downtown while your case is pending, all right? I'm also gonna let you know, for this offense, I don't know what they're looking at. They're probably looking at a murder charge. And so if they are, that is a first-degree felony. You're potentially looking at being committed at the Texas Juvenile Justice Department for up to 40 years. Okay? And there will be, if that happens, there would be a decision made to transfer you to adult prison to complete the remainder of your sentence. So I'm letting you know this is a very serious matter. I think you already knew that, but I just want to make sure you understood the possible ramifications. Okay? You could also get probation. I mean, the law allows that as well. You might not have done this. I understand that as well. I'm just telling you worst case scenario. I want you to kind of comprehend what's going on. Okay. So meanwhile, sir, please keep your behavior level up so we don't have to meet you downtown later on. Okay? Thank you. Oh, Mr. Lewis, he makes an attempt to alter the sample from his mail that. Okay, we have Indiana. Mr. Hernandez?
Pasa por aquí.
Yes. Thank you. All right, so let's go with this. I'd be nice to Maria. We'll do a sequential interpretation. Okay. All right, so let her know that this is the juvenile court in Tarrant County. She is here because she was listed as a runaway out of the state of New Jersey. There's a law, there's an agreement between New Jersey and Texas that whenever a child runs away from one state into another, that both states will follow the same rules in returning the child to their home state. Okay. So what that rule is called the Interstate Compact. Okay, so what the law says now that we have to do is I have to talk to you about your rights. So the law says you are entitled to a hearing if you want. But the whole point of the hearing is not whether you should be here or in New Jersey. Oh, the hearing is not about whether you should be here or should be in New Jersey. What the hearing is about is whether you are in fact Indiana, whether you are a resident of New Jersey or not, and whether New Jersey has the right paperwork requesting your return. Okay. That's all the hearing would decide, those three things. Okay. Now, if you do not want the hearing, you can sign a piece of paper and we will call New Jersey and they will come and pick you up. Or if we have the hearing and you are Iranian, you are a resident of New Jersey, and New Jersey has the proper paperwork, then I will sign an order and they'll come and pick you up. It is not about whether it's good for you to be in Texas or New Jersey. That is not an issue. So do you know what you would like to do? Okay, and that's fine. You don't, that's okay. So if you don't sign to agree, then we're going to go ahead and set a hearing. Okay, and so
She wants to know what the hearing is.
what or when?
What is it?
Okay, so the hearing is about if you are Iranian,
Es para establecer si eres idóneo,
if you live in New Jersey,
si vives en el estado de Nueva Jersey,
and if New Jersey has a proper paperwork.
y Nueva Jersey tiene los documentos apropiados.
That's what they're gonna try to figure out.
Es lo que van a tratar de determinar en esa audiencia.
At the
so they can come pick her up.
If all those three are true,
Sí, esas tres cosas son de verdad, son ciertas.
okay? So we're gonna go ahead and schedule the hearing.
Van a poner la audiencia
It happens in 1 to 2 weeks because we have to wait for the papers from New Jersey.
para que reciban los documentos del estado de Nueva Jersey. En una o 2 semanas. No, los documentos. Y luego una vez que se establezca eso, determinan si van a venir por ti.
What she has.
And then they're going to pick me up.
If the
That's
papers
what she
are
wanna go back.
¿Quieres regresar a Nueva Jersey? She said, if I need to, then I would go back with my sister, but I don't really like it there.
okay. I can't get involved with that.
Él no se puede involucrar en eso. Tampoco tu abogado.
So if she wants to go back to New Jersey, she can sign the papers
Si quieres regresarte a Nueva Jersey, puedes firmar los papeles
and she would get back sooner.
y te regresaríamos más pronto.
But we can't tell New Jersey where to put her.
Pero no podemos decir a Nueva Jersey dónde poner. So sería el estado de Nueva Jersey que determina. Would she be with her sister?
Does her sister
And
have?
that's up to New Jersey.
Esa va a ser una situación que tiene que determinar el estado de Nueva Jersey.
Why would she with her sister? Why would she go?
Porque estamos
Yeah,
controlando.
disabled, that's something that's irrelevant. Like there's no discretion. So she understands if a Texas kid ran away to New Jersey,
Porque si un menor de edad de nuestro estado se fuera a Nueva Jersey,
the New Jersey judge could not tell me what to do with it.
después de Nueva Jersey no podría decirle a nosotros qué va a hacer con este adolescente.
But they could if her sister had custody. If her sister, if the kid had, I had custody of the kid that ran away, then you would have to return the kid to me. You couldn't return to her other parent, anything like that. So that's why I was asking why she was
Well,
her sister.
are you certain under New Jersey law? That's my problem. It's like, I just don't know New Jersey, like, there may be exclusions. So I try. If it was Texas, yes, but I don't know what New Jersey law is. So I hate to let them know. Okay, so. Does she know does she change her mind or does she just want to have a hearing?
¿Quieres tener una audiencia o quieres firmar los documentos para regresarte? She will go back with her sister.
Okay. So what I need you to do is sign this paper
Lo que vas a hacer es firmar el documento
at the red X.
en el
Red X.
registro.
But the paper won't say go back to her sister.
I'm sorry?
Primero firma el
Yes, I have that right here.
Sure she knows that this is only New Jersey,
Esto dice que vas a regresarte al estado de Nueva Jersey.
not that she
No
knows
con
that
tu
this
hermana, sino al estado de Nueva Jersey. Y luego Nueva Jersey determina dónde tomar.
All right, so Ms. Rojas, now the question, you don't really have to interpret this. So she was picked up with a 22-year-old male,
He was 25.
25, was he arrested?
The report did not indicate any information about the adult male.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll trust Fort Wayne PD to do what they do.
How old?
She's 16. All right, so at this point, let her know that we're gonna start the paperwork to notify New Jersey that we have her, and they can make the ratings figure out.
Entonces, a dar a conocer a Nueva Jersey que le tenemos para que ellos empiecen a hacer una comparación.
Does she have any preguntas?
Do you think they'll be coming from?
That's up to New Jersey. I'm a Texas judge, and New Jersey's the state.
Eso depende de lo que nos digan.
Any more questions? Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you. All right, Ariel. Yes, sir. Thank you. Let me see. Hi, Mom. Okay. So I remember this one. She had punched you and it is over the phone, through the phone in the toilet, and she wished that you and your unborn baby and her sister were all dead. Okay. And that she was gonna blow up the house. So, all right, there's a previous assault heavy violence, which she dropped the charges. So now we are here. So I guess you see the doctor here and she's been prescribed and she's taking her medication evidently. Mr. Crawl, so she got the level one outstanding yesterday. What happened?
She had 2 minor infractions. Cold in the shower. Slow water in the home.
Okay, so minor defiance kind of thing.
The only thing she's had with those things.
Okay. And Mom, if all Ariel had was minor things, you'd be happy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, our conversations have been great.
Okay, you've been able to talk to her while she's here? Have you started the in-person visits?
Yeah.
Okay, and how have those been going?
They've been going really well. She's very remorseful and I think she's ready to start working on herself.
Do you think she understands where she crossed the line? Okay. Okay, just emotions. We understand emotions get crazy. And I'm sure with her being 15 and you being with child. But still, like, as long as you feel like Ariel understands, there's just certain boundaries you can't cross, right? Okay. You think it's about time for her to come home? Okay. Ariel, you think this is the time? Okay. So you understand, you control whether you see me again or not, right? Okay. So you go home, and I'm not saying that you have to love everything your mom tells you to do, because God knows no child loves everything mom tells you to do. But mom's still mom. And, you know, I'm a grown man and my mom still frustrates me once in a while. Okay. That's okay. You just have to understand the boundaries of when it's too far. All right. Okay. So this is your second time interacting with the police, first time with me. Please let's not there be a third. Fair enough. Okay. Let's try it out. Thank you. Mom, she doesn't have a history of running away, does she? Sneaking out at night?
Yeah.
She does?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine. And so, and then she was also positive for marijuana when she came in. So what I'm gonna do, Ariel, is there's nothing special about you on this one. This one, I'm gonna put you on electron monitor at the beginning. You go 30 days without a problem, generally we take it off. Okay, we are gonna wait and drug test you, so you just can't have the marijuana around, all right? We just, you know, when you're 18, move to Colorado and have fun. But until then, you're stuck with Texas laws, and you're stuck dealing with Judge Kim, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you, Mom, good luck. Let Mr. Call know, Mom,
Yeah.
if she's having active problems, so Mr. Mom.
Sorry.
All right, yeah, I apologize. Yeah, if you're having problems with her with attitude, things like that, let Mr. Call know.
Okay.
So I'm happy to work with you.
All right,
Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, Mr. Bailey or
My baby.
Okay, yes. So what's the plan?
Well, we spoke with Miss Ramos, Ashley Ramos at the at a youth center here in Fort Worth. It's like a shelter, temporary shelter.
ACH, okay?
Yes. And she's looking into it, and she said that there possibly could be a placement for a few days for him over there.
Okay. What about the aunt that you were talking about?
Well, the aunt says no, because of her work schedule, she said that wouldn't be a viable option right now. She did, reach back out and respond, and so she says no. So, Mr. Dana put us in touch with this other place here.
Okay.
So she told us to call her back after we were done here and see what you had to say about that.
Okay.
She said it would be possibly short term,
Right.
short term. Just so hopefully we could do some talking maybe and see where things are, see where things are.
So let's try that. Let's go ahead and get Ethan to ACH. This is mostly because I don't know this is a natural teenage boy conflict with the struggles that he's going through. Plus there's a big change in his life coming back from this placement in, I think you said Waco.
Yes.
So Ethan, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Okay, I really am. I don't have to find a way to get you out of here. I'm trying to, because I'm really trying to give you a chance, right? But you have to understand, if you burn me on this one, then the next time around, it's really hard to convince me to give you another chance. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of fighting for you on this one because I don't want you here if you don't have to be. But if you show me that you have to be here because you cannot avoid physical confrontation, then you've shown me what you showed me. You're not giving me a choice, okay? So at this point, let's go ahead and call ACH and say, just ask them to hold them. I'm expecting y'all to make a decision within 72 hours, okay, dads? I mean, because you'll have the chance to talk to them, to spend time with them. If this is one of those within 72 hours, you decide it is just not right and you're not safe there, then we'll do something more formal. But if in that time, that's kind of a cool down, give you all a chance to figure out exactly where things lie. You also may just want to go get, is the tablet not passcoded?
Well, the thing about it is, I'm not sure it's his. I don't have a tablet.
Okay.
It's his, and the thing about it is, Ethan knows that the tablet is off limit,
I understand that, right?
And so, he has his phone, we give him time on, and, go in our room.
I get that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is if there's a passcode or it's physically locked up, then there's no incentive for him to even try.
No, Ethan's very,
Hold on. Otherwise, it's just tempting him, knowing there's a tablet there that he has access to. It's a temptation. So instead of a temptation there, I'm just saying, I'm not telling you how to parent. This is your son, it's your job. I'm just throwing out a suggestion as a possibility, okay? Because with my son, I have to change the passcode about every 90 days because he figures it out, okay? And we just have a rotating passcode, and that's just the way it works, okay?
Gotcha.
So, all right, let's try this out. Let Mr. Richardson know if it's not working out, okay?
For clarification, ACH may not have an answer for us until tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, just release to them as soon as they can come pick
Okay.
them.
Yes,
All right. Ethan, do you have any questions for me?
no, sir.
Brian, any objections to this?
No,
All right, I'm trying.
Understand.
All right, thank you. Eric. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, Eric. So, 15 years old, you're on probation for unlawfully carrying a weapon, a handgun. So, back in May, 4th PD brought you in on a warrant we issued for violating your EM. You were given a timeout to go to a psychological evaluation, which you did not show up. So, family members went to go wake you up and take you here for your psychological. You were not in your room. They said you snuck out, and we confirmed your location through GPS because you didn't cut the monitor off. You're 4 to 5 houses away. And so I guess you've been here ever since. Has he completed the psychological?
He did, Your Honor, the psychological return on June 1. This is the second detainment on this particular DMCA.
Right, okay. So you've been on EM 5 times, and 4 of the times you did not complete it. So when's the longest he was gone on the EM? Has he ever cut off the EM?
Since I've had him, Your Honor, he has never cut off.
He's always kept it on, but kind of violated the term, all right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Alrighty, Eric, so this time you've been here for 30 days, or 20 days, right? For violating the EM. For sneaking, do we have a parent here by?
Your Honor, his uncle, who's his temporary guardian, could not make it due to work schedule.
Okay.
But he did verbalize to me if the court does choose to release him, that he could pick him up.
Okay. So this is my thought, right? You had the EM, you skipped out because you want to avoid coming to psychological. So we got a warrant for you. You ended up doing the psychological anyways, right? So you didn't win on this one. So this time, brought you in, you've been here for 20 days. So my question for you is, next time you violate your EM, how long should I keep you?
So you want Judge?
Yeah, I know it's whatever I want. I mean, that's not my question. My question was, I don't need your permission, right? So, I mean, I'm asking you, I want your input on this one. I want you to set the consequences for a bad decision. So what is the consequence? And I'm gonna tell you, it has to be more than 20.
Well, miss it one time, ship me off.
You want me to? That's what you want, to ship you off?
Yes, sir.
Why are you, I mean, go big or go home? Why don't you say 21 days?
21 days.
Okay, so this time we'll try it. We'll try 21 days. So next time you violate the EM, know that when you walk out of the house, this is assuming you don't cut off the EM. If you cut it off, all bets are off. But if you don't cut off the EM and you don't come back positive for weed, right, it's gonna be 21 days. So you have to think about, next time you wanna sneak out of the house, like, is this worth 21 days at Kimbo?
No, sir.
Okay, well, that's a decision. You're easy to say no right now and sit in here. But after I let you go home, you're gonna be tempted, and that's the decision you have to make. Is it worth 21 days just to go to my neighbor's house? All right? And the answer is gonna be no, but I'm leaving that up to you, okay? So we'll try it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That excuse your own.
Yes, sir, Ms. Lofton, good to see you.
Good seeing y'all too. Sorry I didn't, sorry my weight disrupts your breathing. Thank y'all.
Matthew. Send him away. Ricky and Buzz. All right, so Matthew, 16 years old. So please recall to, so you were here for, so you're on probation for assault and family violence already. So please recall for motor vehicle theft report, use mom. Do we have mom here?
Yes.
Hello, mom. Okay, so she said her son took car without permission, said you had never driven a car, did not have consent. Said that on May 30th, you took the keys out of her bedroom, took the car in the afternoon. She saw it was not there, looked out the window about 2 hours later, saw the car was back where it was, and you stepping out of the vehicle. Then you said you did not take the vehicle, did not take the keys. As you're being cuffed, you admitted that you did take the keys and that your mom saw you go out of the vehicle because you were looking for something of yours. That's the problem, Key, is when you lie, you have to double down on your lie, right? That's why it's easier not to lie in the first place. And he's positive for marijuana while you're on probation, right? Is he still on supervision? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so. All right, so we're in the family partnership program and you've been available for all contacts. Mom says your year's getting worse. Knows that you're using weed, thinks you're using more than just marijuana. And so we start outpatient classes with TYRC for drug abuse. But since you're not going there, we're recommending residential treatment because you're testing positive while you're in rehab. So QRC is willing to take you. Wait, you went to QRC and then got discharged for assaulting another youth. They're willing to take you if I release you. All right, Ms. Brown, I'm going to ask you, I don't believe that rehab works for marijuana. Nobody can get me a study that shows that. So why are we looking at QRC?
Well, with the marijuana use, TRC offers a lot of counseling services, so there is a lot of conflict between mom and Matthew.
Right.
So he could get the family, they can get family therapy, some counseling, individual counseling as well, along with your substance abuse.
Are you sold that residential is going to be better? Is it going to make a difference?
Your Honor, I spoke with Matthew, and that is completely up to him. He said that he wants to take advantage of that opportunity.
Well, I know what he's saying because he doesn't like being a Kimbo. My question is for you, Ms. Brown. Are you sold? Do you think it's going to make a difference?
I'm hoping it makes a difference.
But do you think it will? This is your job, right? I mean, you know these kids. You have to take a spot because I don't think Matthew's going to do it. Like, I'm willing to bet that he's going to get discharged with it because he's smarter than us, that he knows better than us, and he's going to do it his way. Mom, that sounds like Matthew, right?
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
Yeah. Bro, I need you to vouch for this. I mean, there's no penalty if you're wrong.
I mean, I'm willing to give Matthew a chance, and only because I've seen changes since the first time I started working with him. It's just an up and down scale. So I mean, I'm willing to give him a chance to go to work.
I'm willing to give him a chance if you think it's going to work. Yeah, that's the thing. She knows you better than me. So she is, as long as Ms. Brown says that she thinks you can do it or you will do it, not that you can't, that you will do it, I want to give you that chance. But if not, what we need to look at is either a long-term out-of-state placement that's 6 to 9 months long, or go ahead and go on this felony case and then you're looking at PJ. Like Matthew, this is where your life has come to, right? Like you got to this point in life where these are decisions that need to be made about you. And you have no say in all this. That's the thing. I know what you want, but honestly, Matthew, and I say this not disrespectfully, but it's kind of callous. I don't care what you want because you have burned so many bridges along the way. Okay. What I want to know is the expert, the one that deals with kids day in, day out, does this as a profession, as a career, that has seen hundreds and hundreds of kids that can tell me whether she believes in you or not. So Ms. Brown, you believe in it?
I believe it.
All right, so Matthew, do you understand the point you put yourself in life is you are relying on this nice lady here to go to bat for you. I didn't even ask your mom what her opinion is, right? Because I think you burned the bridges with mom a long time ago. So I'm relying on this almost stranger, right, to decide what's going to happen in your future. Do not put yourself in this position again. Okay? I didn't ask your attorney, I didn't ask your mom, I didn't ask you. It's just this one person that's going to bat for you. I'll give you this chance, but if you burn her, what do you think she's going to say next time I ask?
No, where he answers the question.
What do you think she's going to say next time? No. No. Next time I ask her this, she's going to say, I can't recommend that. It's not even her liking you or not liking you. It's just a very detached third person, just her assessment of you. She's like, she's not going to be willing to put her name on your case anymore, right? Don't put her in that situation. Don't put yourself in a situation that relies on her good graces. Okay? So we'll try it, Matthew. We'll release you a few IRC, but you understand that anytime you think about messing up on the rules over there, you got to think, is this going to make Ms. Brown not trust me anymore? Not go to bat for me anymore? If that's the case, you really should. Okay? It's a vision. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Don't burn her. Is she?
I don't remember that.
She's super confident. She's great. All right, so Landon. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, so Landon, 15 years old. Never been here before until May 30th. Forward fee brought you in. Say they responded to domestic, met with you, your mom, mom's boyfriend, your parents. Well, mom. All right. And so mom's boyfriend saw you moving his car, told you not to. And said your mom gave you permission to do so anyways. He said, call the police if you damaged his car, and so that the car drive forward. You got a cell phone like you can call the police. Put the phone apart, the car apart. Stepdad went to the driver's side, kicked the door, I guess kicked the door open, hitting stepdad. That's why he said, you are a pussy. So he walked inside the house, you attacked him from behind. He said, this is what you deserve to call the police on me. He put you in a restraint, but you were able to hit him in the face with a fist and bite him on the chest. Mom tried to restrain you, you strung the fist at mom with a fist, picked up a piece of rebar and hit his vehicle in 3 places, costing $600 in damages and took off running. There's mediation. Mediation was successful, that the victim does not want you to return to the home unless you go to some mental health treatment first. But could not make scheduling work. You're pending with yes waiver. Maybe look at RTC. I forgot to ask you, Mom, last time. Did you give permission to move your car? So this just started for no. I mean, this was completely manufactured by Landon. Like he created this situation and doubled down and tripled down and made it worse and worse and worse. All right, so Mr. Lewis, why is he level 2?
Is, working his way out from confinement.
Why was he confined?
If the record isn't clear why he was confined, I do have documentation of his infractions. Been here, all of them are fairly minor. June 7th, or June 5th, he received a level 2 unacceptable for infractions such as.
I'm sorry, my fingers catching on the paper. Sleeping in class, talking while teacher was talking, and horse playing in line. On the 7th, he received infractions for not cleaning his room, talking without permission, and horse playing in line. He was dropped free unacceptable on the 8th for talking without permission ×3, defiance, playing in line, talking off task and not doing classwork ×2. He was confined on the 10th. The record, JCMS record isn't clear on specifically why, but he has been kind of hampered by that since that date.
Well, Mom, if I let him go home, he's just gonna keep up all this just shenanigans. But does that sound like Landon? I mean, that's just him, right? All right, so why, yes, wait for why, is he diagnosed with anything?
Yes, he's been diagnosed with manic depression,
Okay.
and bipolar
Sure.
ADHD.
Does he receive medication for that?
He does, but he doesn't take it.
Oh, do we have medications? Did you
He's
bring
been
them?
here.
Has he been taking them while he's here? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, obviously, I don't think the medication is working. When's the last time you saw a doctor?
Oh, he was in there probably about a month ago. He's been in and out of the facilities since.
When's the last time they adjusted his prescription?
A month ago. And when they gave him that new prescription, he hadn't been taking it.
So the prescription that you brought, that's the old one or the new one?
No, that was a refill. I had to get a refill because the other one, I don't know what he did with them.
You let him take his own medication?
Well, we have them together in the kitchen. Do I stand there next to him? Unfortunately, no, I have not done that.
You need to do
I
that.
do need to do that, yes. But, I mean, I can stand there and watch him. He's been known to spit it out later, hold it, I mean, I don't know.
You need to lift your tongue, pull your cheek out,
Yeah,
make sure.
I'm gonna have to, but,
All right, well, so I guess this is what I understand. So you had the medication, the doctor changed the medication, and then you got a refill of the old one or the new prescription?
refill of the new one.
Because he,
misplaced it.
okay. But he's taking that here and obviously it's not working. So why don't we do this? Can you set up another appointment with a doctor?
Yeah. well,
Okay.
yeah.
So is it through Zoom or is it in person?
Well, it was through the facility, so I don't have like.
So he doesn't have a treating doctor in the community?
Not yet, no, because he's been in and out of the facility.
So which facility?
It was Perimeter and Excel.
Okay,
He was discharged from Excel early.
so it's not a regular treating physician, it's just a staff physician, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is what I want to do is let's go in, I'm going to do a psychiatric referral here, since he does have a regular treating physician, and see if the medication needs to be changed. Clearly, Landon, I'm actually okay releasing you if you can behave. If you're not behaving here, so if you're not behaving here, then if I let you go home, you're not going to behave there either. So I'm putting this on you. This is your responsibility to take your medication the way you're supposed to. If it doesn't work, then you let us know and we'll get the doctor to adjust the prescription. But it's not I can't release you back into the same situation if you haven't changed. As difficult as it is with your mom and your boyfriend, my inclination on this one is it's not really their fault that all this is happening, okay? So this is, I'm not saying this is fair, I'm just saying this is your life, so you just do the best you can with it, right? So, Mr. Lewis, I can do a psych referral, let's get him an appointment with the doctor, let Dr. Farnham know, set up an appointment, and then hopefully, once you get the prescription, check back with me 3 days after so we can see his medication compliance, see what his behavior is like. If he's doing well, then I'm open to releasing him. If he's still acting up, then we gotta wait for the next psych referral to adjust the medication. Okay?
Sir.
All right, Landon, I'll put this one on you. Either you just gotta man up, no matter how you feel and how disappointed you are, you just gotta do the right thing. But I can tell you now, it was not worth it to act up in class and to go run a line and horseplay and all these other things to end up with this conversation now. If looking back, I bet you wish you just kept your mouth shut and did what you're supposed to do so you could go home. But at the time, you thought that it was worth it, and here we are, okay? Thank you, Landon.
And sir, if I can clarify, we will get the psych eval as soon as possible, and if he is medication and behavior compliant for 3 days afterwards, he could potentially be released outside the 10-day cycle?
Yes, yeah, I'm okay with that. What I want to see is Landon can follow the rules. If he can follow the rules here, he's not going to do it unless he's taking his medicine, all right? Because if he doesn't take his medication, then he'll lose points. So he has to take his medication, then taking the medication, if he can control his behavior, then he gets to go home. But if he doesn't take his medication or the medication doesn't work, he stays here until he can. He just has to prove to me that it's safe to release him to the community. Okay? Does that sound like a reasonable plan to you, Mom? And do you think your boyfriend would agree?
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Ben, by the way, this is not your boyfriend choosing, your mom choosing your boyfriend over you. Because your mom is also worried about her safety and your behavior while you're there. What I can tell is your mom and boyfriend are just being reasonable, and it looks like your behavior is unreasonable. I'm just trying to get you to be reasonable, normal 16-year-old boy. You get to go home and live the normal, reasonable 16-year-old boy's life. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pearson.
You go, I'll take it. We have 1:13.
Yeah, so we have 13-year-old. Okay, what did Mom say the diagnosis were?
Manic.
I hate when they diagnose bipolar disease. Right. Judge, it may take more than 3 days for that medicine to take effect too.